The Institute for the Future of the Mind is, as its name suggests, concerned with the most vulnerable types of brains in the 21st century, that is to say, the maturing elderly brain. We're also interested in young brains. The whole point being that brains are very malleable, and we're operating on the idea that as you age, you recapitulate childhood. That's to say, all the connections that were formed as you were growing are gradually dismantled. And we think that dementia, or the loss of mind, is actually the loss of those connections, which means you're back in the booming, buzzing confusion of a child again. So what we're trying to do is to understand the process by which these connections are formed, and also what makes the brain cells then so self-destruct that the connections are dismantled. But we do encompass a wide range of biomedical disciplines, ranging from psychology through to molecular biology. And what we're working on is the actual mechanisms between brain cells, neurons, that cause them to die. So what we are not are clinicians. We are not dealing with patients. But that said, we are soon to move on to working on material from patients, because we're at a stage now when we have a clearer picture of what we think is happening. So what we want to do is apply what we've learned from the very artificial models that we've worked on at the level of isolated cells and circuits within the lab. Now we want to apply that and see if it's actually happening in the tissue from patients. As well as doing the basic research, the Institute for the Future of Mind is very well positioned because we do have contacts with what could be called the outside world. This is not least because I'm very fortunate in having a seat in the House of Lords. I have an old political peerage, and this is a fabulous platform for making speeches, initiating debates, asking questions of government, and bringing issues to the public eye via Parliament. For example, last year there was a really good debate on stem cells in which I spoke about the neurological implications of stem cell therapy, along with other people talking about regulation, other people talking about ethics and so on. So that automatically gives, for the school, for the Institute for the Future of Mind, a window, if you like, onto the outside world, and a window for the outside world to see into the school. I'm also very active internationally because another position I hold is Director of the Royal Institution. We've recently set up a branch in Australia, and I've just returned from the Middle East where we are establishing connections there. So I'm hoping that the school feel it has an outpost in London, and that we can provide at the Royal Institution a place, for example, the media centre, where we can provide public platforms for debates and discussions and lectures on the work that's going on in the school. So I think that what we can offer, as well as our own basic research, is a way of disseminating it to a wider non-scientific audience, and indeed more generally for bringing attention to the excellent and highly innovative work that's going on here. For me, it's very important that we are part of the 21st century school, because the type of work we do is highly innovative. It challenges a lot of dogma. It's not the mainstream fashion. If we are right, however, the implications could be very exciting. What we have as a long-term goal, and it's only a small chance we might succeed, is a medication that will stop the cells dying in neurodegenerative disorders. So that is the very ambitious goal, and although it might seem like pie in the sky or a miracle, with a fair wind, there is a series of steps that I feel are doable if we're right. If we're right, but in science you never know if you're right or wrong, and that's excitement. We wouldn't be able to do this work if we weren't in the school, because it is very different from the accepted wisdom, the accepted dogma that would normally find appeal with the standard research council grants.